Hi everyone, and welcome to our live stream. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good middle of the night, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a good day. And thank you for joining us here. So my name is Lorraine Dahlmeier. I'm the CEO of Formula Botanica, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to this very special live session where I'm going to be meeting one of our graduates. And I'd like to introduce you to Karmen Novak, who is the founder of Flower and Spice. Hi, Karmen. Welcome onto the live stream.
Hello, hi. Thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to this.
It's great to have you with us. So let me just start off by telling you all a little bit more about Formula Botanica, just in case you don't know already. So Formula Botanica is the online award-winning organic cosmetic science school, and we teach people how to formulate. So people come and take a course with us online, and we show you how to create your own organic skincare, your own organic hair care, and at some point in the near-ish future, your own organic makeup as well. And we then teach you how to start a business, if that's what you want to do, and change your life through organic formulation. And we currently have coming up to 8,000 students in 158 countries around the world. So we are global. And so many of those students have gone on to graduate and gone on to start their own businesses, which has been hugely, hugely inspirational to watch. So me and my team, we teach these courses and we basically help people change their life. So today I'm interviewing Karmen to find out more about her amazing brand, which is called Flower and Spice. And I'm going to show you more of these products later. And Karmen went through our courses, well, a while ago. So we want to hear all about her experiences and also put your questions directly to her. So you can ask her anything about starting your own indie beauty brand. So maybe we'd better start off by asking you a little bit about what Flower and Spice stands for and how long you've been running it, Karmen.
Well, I launched last June, so June 2019. But the whole journey started when I started to learn at Formula Botanica, which was 2017. I checked, double checked today when was it? But yeah, it was a few years.
Yeah.
And soon after my first diploma that I was doing, I decided that I will make a brand. And then it took me a year and a half, almost 2 years to actually get it out there. So it started really soon.
Yeah.
So that was a really good thing. I was really inspired by everything.
So what inspired you to create Flower and Spice? What is the story behind your brand?
Well, one story when it comes to flowers is I'm a Slovenian and I moved to Holland, and Holland is known by its flowers. And when I was living there, I always had flowers around me. I was always buying flowers, saw flowers. So that was one inspiration. And the other one was spices, because I really love cooking. And actually, my first formulations that I was doing for the school for the test, I was doing in the kitchen. And I was spices, and I was thinking, well, maybe there is something about these spices, since I use them in the cooking and they are so potent and interesting. You just use a little bit and they're so powerful. So I started to research and I realized that that essential oils made from spices can be really good for the skin. And then I kind of combine it. So this is the story, basically.
Well, I love that because, of course, so many people start with formulation and get really inspired by the ingredients. And I see this all the time with the amazing students that go through our courses. You know, they start and they're inspired by these oils and these butters and these waxes and these flower waters and these botanical extracts. And that's where it all starts, I suppose. So it's fantastic to hear that you were exactly in that same position and you thought, hang on a minute, I love these flowers. I love these spices. How can I put them together to create a brand? So you've been going now for 6 months. No, a little bit longer. You said June.
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Oh, sorry.
2018. 2018, yeah.
So you sell several products. So let's talk a little bit about your products, first of all. I've got a few of them here, but do you want to talk us through which products you have and where they came from?
Well, first was it's a Midnight Beauty Serum. It's basically a combination of 10 oils. This product is actually the reason that I kind of made a brand, because when I was working in my things for the school, I made this mixture and I started using it, and it was so good for my skin, and I never used oils on my skin before. I had no idea.
Okay.
And I said, okay, maybe I should sell something like that. This is kind of, it started like that. Then I tweaked it up a bit through time.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, if I have this serum, maybe I want to have a face cream. And I made also a face cream. It's also rose and coriander, which also the serum is combination. So I made like a pack, one for the day, one for the evening. So I formulated that. And then I also wanted to have exfoliator. And with exfoliator instant glow, it's combination of lavender and fennel. Fennel just because I really love the smell, and then I realized that it's really good for the skin as well. And I actually, this product was, you can tell that I had no idea about skincare before, because I said, okay, I will make like a cream, and then I will put some scrub in, So I basically made a light cream, so it's actually sinks into your face, and because it has fruit acid, it's actually going really deep. And then it's exfoliates as well with the bamboo powder.
Yeah.
So I kind of made it not by the rules, let's say, and it turned out to be the people's favorite product now.
Oh, really?
They said, well, we don't know that kind of exfoliators that are actually so liquidy and good, because I just made it up, basically.
Well,
so yeah,
that's how you become a formulator, right? You start to experiment with different ingredients and different textures, and suddenly you stumble across something you like. And that's what I love so much about our community, is they don't have to follow this set prescription of how you have to make a product. Because I see this a lot with the cosmetic chemists who've been in the industry for decades. They've learned how to make something one way, and they don't deviate that much from it. So yeah, I think that's the exciting thing about being an indie formulator.
Yeah, now I also launched a mask. It's just a powder mask. Yeah, you don't have it. I just launched. I should send you one. Because also it was just interesting for me to make it, and I was working on it for a while, and now it's just a good time to put it out there.
Yeah.
And we're already working on new products, so it's interesting. I really love formulating. So now with business going on, it's really hard to find time.
Yeah.
But it's still my favorite thing to do.
Yes. And I think that probably characterizes most formulators. They love the formulation first and foremost. And running an exciting and successful business, which is, of course, what you're doing, is incredibly exciting too. But it's lovely to be able to get back to those ingredients. And you can't see it, actually, but my whole floor just over here out of shot is covered in dried herbs at the moment, because we're going to be doing some more formulating on camera soon as well. So I know how you feel. So which courses did you take with Formula Botanica?
So the thing is that if I just tell a bit about how I even started.
Yeah.
The thing is that I moved to Holland. I was before working in marketing. And when I moved to another country, I didn't know the language. So I didn't want to go to work in an advertising agency, because not that I didn't want to, I wouldn't even get any job. So I remember that I really liked all these stores with natural skincare, and well, not even skincare. There was this bath salts and bath bombs. And I said, okay, I should learn how to do that, because maybe I can do that and sell it at some point. So I Googled, and I found Formula Botanica just by chance. And I started with a diploma. And then I got so obsessed with it. My partner said that I'm possessed, not even obsessed, that I just rushed through. And I made at home a little lab. I think this most people what they do. I got so into it, and then right after, I think I didn't even finish the diploma. I said, okay, so now that's over. I said it shouldn't be over, so I started with advanced diploma right away. So I kind of did it the same time.
Yeah.
And then I also took a mask course.
Yeah.
So these three.
So that's the diploma in organic skincare formulation, the advanced diploma in organic cosmetic science, and the certificate in facial mask therapy. Our courses have titles.
Yeah, sounds very nice. It's nice tone to it.
Exactly. So, so you took the courses, you became possessed by formulation, you set up your own lab, and at what point did you think, actually, I could turn this into a business?
Well, I think it started. Well, I was in marketing before, so creating a brand wasn't such a big deal for me. I think I have a bit of advantage here. But after I made this Midnight Beauty Serum, that I thought, okay, maybe I should sell something like that because it's just so cool.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that the market is already so a bit crowded. I just had no idea about the natural skincare market anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it kind of grown organically into what it is now.
Yeah, the market is saturated. Just to touch on that point, it is, and it isn't, because there is so much opportunity for really interesting, innovative products that stand out, that have a great brand story with them. And that's obviously where you've tapped into the consciousness in the market. Because whilst thousands of brands start every year, you know, it's the ones that really shine that keep going with the great formulations. So well done, Flower and Spice, and long may it continue, obviously. So don't make your formulations yourself now, do you? Because I know that you have a lab make them for you.
No, well, I make formulations myself, but they make the products for me. Yeah. The thing is that I decided really early on to outsource my production. That was advised to me, and it meant a lot of money and a lot of stock to have. And I said, okay, maybe I will just sell it. It wasn't so easy, but it was a great idea for me to outsource because it gave me so much time to work on branding and marketing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I would do this at home, and I don't like the mess. I'm horrible at that, being precise. So I really love having outsourcing manufacturing.
So what's it like studying at Formula Botanica? Let's tell the viewers a little bit about that.
So in the beginning, the courses itself are really nice. I think the information that I got, maybe something changed now, but it's it starts from the beginning. So if you don't know anything about it, it's fine because you can learn, and there is so much other material that is recommended to read. So you can learn a lot, and then you go step by step and do these tests in between. I must say I wasn't the best student. I think I was kind of rushing through because I was always so interested. What is next? And if you don't do the test, you don't know what is next. So I was kind of rushing through. But when I decided what to formulate, you can go back and learn again and learn more and deep dive. So you have this practical part when you actually make formulations, which is really cool. Yeah. You need to get a bit of equipment, but not much. No. And you can just be creative as much as you want.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was a really nice part because you actually get your hands dirty.
Yes.
And you learn the most then with trial and error. There is no literature that will give you that. So that's the best part.
And what about,
and not sorry.
No, you keep going.
The best part actually was also the community around it. This online, what is this called?
Classroom.
Classroom, online classroom, because you have all these women or men that are doing the same. So you can chat, you can ask if you don't know about ingredients or formulations. You can just go to that group and learn there. And I met a lot of friends there. So that was really cool, especially for me because I was living in a new country. I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah. That helped a lot. I kind of got this community with it.
Yeah, well, that was exactly what I was about to ask you, actually, because one of our friends, or one of our community members, Koiran, just said, "Hi, my two gorgeous ladies," and that obviously made me think. You know, you have this great group of people from the community who are really connected with each other, and we see people go through different term times or different intakes and connect with each other in different groups. So it's very exciting because, of course, your group has now moved on slightly further, and so many of you now have your own brand, which is wonderful to watch.
Yeah, this is amazing to see.
Yes.
And I was looking up to the students before me, what they did, and now I see that some are looking up to what I did. It's really cool. I think it's really exciting because I know it was maybe 2 years ago that I was on the same exact spot, and I still am. I still feel like the people that started before me are amazing, and they're doing a great job. So
yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to ask about what it was like. As I wanted to talk a little bit about the transformation of going through one of our courses. So can you tell us a little bit about what it was like, or your average day before you took a course with Formula Botanica, and what it's like now?
like now?
Yeah.
Well, this is really hard to say. I mean, before I took, I don't know, I was working at a job and, had 9 to 5. And because I launched a brand, now there is no 9 to 5. There's 24 hours. I even dream about it.
Yeah.
Well, and it depends. There is the period of learning and studying, which for me was almost all the time. If I didn't do things for Formula Botanica, I was reading about skincare and about skincare market.
Yeah.
And I also, on the time between, I took a business course and social media course.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of learning. And now it's basically the same, just that I'm learning about business on the go.
And you are now your own boss as well, of course.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Well, cool, and sometimes, I need to push myself to work. So but it definitely has a really positive side to do whatever I want.
Yes. And that's part of the beauty of going through these courses and starting your own indie beauty brand, is that, 1 or 2 years from now, you could be inspiring people and you could be your own boss as well. And I know Karmen recently posted up in our online classroom, and she talked about the results of her first year and shared them very openly with our community. And I know you had hundreds of responses, didn't you?
Yeah,
Everyone was
I was surprised.
You were
well,
really
obviously, people like to see this because I knew that I would like to see something like that. That's why I posted. Not just because I'm curious, because it gives you a bit of a sense that it can be done, even if you start from really, really nothing.
Yeah.
So
what? How should you get started if you're new to formulation? So imagine someone's watching this and thinking, I want to learn how to formulate and I want to start my brand. What would you recommend as the first steps?
Well, I don't recommend. Let's say that you look at formulating like cooking, think that you have a recipe from famous chef or whatever chef or your mother, and you got a bunch of ingredients, and then you got information how to put it together, in what temperature cook it and for how long. And this is what formulation is. It's basically a cooking of skincare. It's the same for me. It's the same. It's just you don't eat it at the end, even if sometimes it smells that you want it. But yeah, it's a cooking. I would say don't be afraid. It's just it's nothing to be afraid of. You can learn, and the more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone can formulate. I strongly believe that.
I agree.
I sometimes go to trade shows and I'm talking to cosmetic chemists. I'm talking to people from the sort of chemistry institutions, and I'm saying anyone can formulate, and they're going, no, they can't. And I'm going, yes, they can.
It's
we
true.
have that.
I learned, and I had no idea really how to even make a cream. I didn't even think about how to make a cream before in my life. It's like making a mayonnaise, basically. So yeah,
it's an absolutely. It can feel very daunting when you haven't done it before, but actually, if you just follow the steps and you have a set process for doing it, anyone can do this, and that's the beauty of formulation.
And you shouldn't be discouraged.
So, is that the best part? No, very true. So is that the best part of formulating for you, the fact that it's a bit like cooking?
Well, I love cooking, but the best part is that I can be creative. I love being creative, so I can actually put together whatever I want, and I can try different smells, different ingredients, what they do to my skin. So the creativity, and not just making a cream, but also then figuring out the name, how we'll present it, everything around it.
Yeah. So you said you're working on new products coming up now. So where do you find the inspiration for new product development for formulations you're making?
Well, I have a bunch of it in my head. I could make a bunch of products, but yeah, there is the money involved and time. Basically, I see what people ask that they want, their demand. The customer says, "Can you make a cleanser? Can you make this and that?" So I try, and also I want to make a line, to have the whole line of products, from cleanser to serum, mask, and all this. So that, and inspiration, I don't know, inspiration just comes, I don't know from where. Just pops into my mouth, in my mind, when I don't know, let's say seeing some new spices, things like that. I'm always inspired.
With your formulations, because your brand is called Flower and Spice, does that mean every single new formulation you have has to have a flower and a spice in it?
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the thing that I will do. Now I have a hibiscus and turmeric combination. It has a lot of other, so it's like a flower and a spice. It has a bunch of other ingredients, but I want to make this like a ongoing thing.
Okay. It's interesting that we see quite a few of our graduates launch with just a couple of products. You launched with 3. So why did you decide to start small? Because you said you would like to get a range eventually. So what motivated you to start small?
Money or lack of it. Well, already this was a lot. And I wanted to put the brand out as soon as possible. Which I think the soonest you start to sell, the better, even if you just have one product.
Yeah.
Because you need to get money in to make more. So, and yeah, because I outsourced production, there was a lot of money involved. I need to get a big batch of each. So 3 was was enough for me.
And we recommend that as well in our courses, because if you start small, then you can pour all of your love and attention into those formulations to start with your hero product, which for you is your Midnight Beauty Serum, isn't it? Your hero product.
Yeah, it is. But we sell the most of the cream, the Soothe and Repair cream, but mostly because the returning customers, they're coming every 3-4 months to get more. So that's why we are selling the most. But people love the exfoliator as well, so it's kind of equal.
Yeah. So we've got some questions here. I'm going to read some out, and if you have any questions for Karmen, then just please pop them in the chat box and I will read them out and ask Karmen directly for you. So we've got a question here which I think came from Andrea. She says, what was your biggest challenge when you were starting your business?
Oh, there's a bunch of them. A lot and none, let's say. Everything was a challenge. I think the way I'm thinking is that nothing is, you can do anything you want if you put enough effort. So I don't say it's a challenge. It's just some things I didn't want to do so much, like, get the money. I also got some investment in the beginning. I had to think of that. And just the amount of work that was put into it, because there's just not just making a formulation. You have to make a design, packaging, website, copywriting, photos, everything. So the challenge is just a lot of work before you can launch. So that's maybe so if you need to put the time in. Luckily I had the time, but that was kind of challenging too. And yeah, a lot of money. You had to risk it and hope for the best.
So you said you attracted an investment. Where did you find investors?
Well, luckily one investor found me, so that was easy. Somebody that noticed what I'm doing and then helped me a bit and then offered me money in the beginning as an angel investor. So that helped me to buy my initial stock. And I'm already getting some more now, but that is what I search for it. So
yeah,
because money is just pouring out.
Well, it takes time to sort of build up a business, a products-based business in particular, where you have to invest in stock. And then once you have it and it's running, obviously it's easier. But how incredibly exciting that an investor found you. How do you think you attracted them into you?
Well, the thing is that this person knew me briefly, and he saw what I'm doing. Actually, he found my brand on its own, and then saw on Facebook that it's mine. And he said he knew that natural skincare is on the rise because he's an investor, so
Yeah.
he knew which that this is going to be a thing. And then he, maybe for half a year or a year, we just talked about, and he gave me some advice on e-commerce and things like that.
Yeah.
And then when he saw, he said that people, investors at that stage invest in people. So he was obviously confident that I can make this happen. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a risk for investors in the beginning. It's a big risk. So they actually just try to find somebody that can make a business happen for them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. And I've interviewed a couple of investors. So Formula Botanica has a course in beauty brand business management, and we interviewed a couple of investors in there as well. And they all said the same thing, they invest in people. So if you are passionate about your brand and you know what you stand for, and you can confidently stand in front of a room full of people and convince them that your brand is the next big thing, then that's how you're going to attract people in. So obviously you did that very well, Karmen.
Well, not knowingly, but yeah, I had no idea that he will give me money in the end, but yeah,
well, it's
it
all
happened.
about passion, isn't it? If you have that passion
Yeah.
and radiating that out into the world, then people will pick up on that because they'll be watching you and following you and listening to what you're saying.
Because for me, it was never about the money. I just love what I'm doing. I absolutely love everything about it, from formulating to making a brand growing. I'm doing my social media. I post on Facebook every day, Instagram. I just like it. So
That's good. Well, let me ask you a couple of more questions that have come in. Let's see. There's one here, I think from Amable, who says, are you working alone or do you have a team of people helping you out?
well, the thing is that now in September this year, a few months ago, I hired like an assistant help with sales and marketing. But before that, I worked alone. Saying that, I outsource a lot. So production is outsourced, designer is outsourced, photography was outsourced. But yeah, everything else I do alone. But I hire people to do things for me, but they're not on my paycheck, let's say.
No, I understand. And it's hard when you start out that you have to do everything yourself. But on the other hand, it allows you to learn every single component of the business. And then you know
True.
exactly who you have to hire in the future once your business allows you to do that, to be able to outsource. And that's the exciting part of being an entrepreneur, of course. We've got another question here. I think it's from Koiran, who says, is it hard to sell products that are made by manufacturers instead of ourselves? As we have to order products in certain minimum order quantities, such as 1,000 units, it's then difficult to control and keep the quality if we can't sell them regularly. What do you think about that question?
Well, the thing is that I two of the products I already sold and reordered. Some already the third batch, but one is still there. I have a few hundred products left of the one that I will just make into samples.
Yeah.
Also, I gave a lot to bloggers, and I will do that with whatever is left, like a few months before. Just send it out so nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was easy to sell. 1,000 units is a lot. I think the first half a year, I think I sold like 50 units of everything. I mean, and then it kind of started because I got some retailers and more online sales and these boxes, so I can move product. But 1,000 units is a lot if you just doing like online store. I would say go with few hundred maybe, or have a hope for the best, or really try to get some retail, because this is where it go a bit faster. They order, I don't know, 50, 100 units at the time. That's better.
Well, let me jump to another question, which is about retail, and I will come to everyone's questions, hopefully. I know I'm jumping about a bit. Let me just check who this is. Mirika says, where are you selling? What are your retail channels?
Well, one is online. I sell worldwide through my website. So I have customers now from 50 countries already. Then I sell around 8 stores, I think, 8 stores, 9 stores. And a few salons. Now in Berlin, we got like 3 salons, and also on Amazon Germany, but I didn't do well yet there. But so those 3.
Okay. And you're looking for more retail outlets now as well. You mentioned earlier when
Yeah, true.
we started. So how big do you want to take the retail channel?
Big. We'll see. Hundreds. Yeah, we'll see.
We've got another question here from Rosina, I think it was. I know you can't see the names up here because we're doing this in our group, but what marketing strategy worked for you?
I'm sorry, I had a cold. Well, the thing is that marketing for me is everything from making a product to make a good brand, to make a good packaging, to make a good website, social media. I collected people on my social media for a year and a half before I launched. I put photos about my brand. I made info about ingredients. So I was building my community for quite a while before. Mm-hmm. But what actually started with selling is I created this bundle of samples. So it was like a little pocket of 3 samples that I sold for 15 euros and with free shipping. So basically it kind of covered my costs. And this kind of went really well. People they bought this and then started coming back for full sizes. And now we are bringing these samples now back because it was a good idea. Yeah. So we just made it like a month after launch. We said, okay, let's try, because people were asking, do you have samples? And then we just created them.
Awesome. So samples are a big thing, and obviously getting your name out there. And there's actually another question that ties in with this. And sorry, I can't see who asked this at the moment. But before you officially launched, were you already pushing your products on social media outlets in order to be discovered or known in your market?
Yeah, like I said, I was. A lot of people thought that I'm selling for a while because I was all over Instagram and Facebook, but I didn't even have my products yet. So yeah, people got used to my brand image way before, and I was also asking them to subscribe to my newsletter because I had some giveaway in the beginning. So I had maybe like 700 people subscribe to my newsletter before I launched. And then at the launch, I sent them an email.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was building that ahead.
That's so important. And we certainly recommend this as well to everyone, is even if you haven't started selling yet, get your brand out there and start showing people the process of getting your business ready too. Yeah. Because they'll be really invested in you as a person and in your story. And it's exciting. And the fact that, because I think you had like 4,000 followers or something already on Instagram, didn't you, when you launched? Or it was high anyway?
I think it was less than 2,000, but it was something.
Yeah. That's not easy. I know a lot of people who haven't even got to 1,000 yet. They've been selling for 5 years. So, you know, the fact that you managed to get there is fantastic, because, of course, then people recognize your brand and they think, oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, also getting a lot of them because I'm posting every day. I do stories every day, and I also advertise on social media a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of money went into that as well.
Let's see, we've got a question here. How long did it take from the moment that you decided to make the brand to launching it?
2.5 years, maybe 2 years. Yeah.
That's not that long, really, in the grand scheme of things, since you had to obviously create your brand, create the products, have them tested, send them off for manufacturing, set up a website, create a business. And
it's crazy, a lot of things I did.
Exactly.
My accountant says when she saw all the bills, the invoices that I gave her, it was a huge stack. And she said, you're working a lot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when you put it like that.
Yeah, and you have to invest to get started, don't you, as well? Let's see. I think it was Deepali just asked, how many products did you launch with? Well, we did answer this one earlier, but let's just go over it again.
Okay.
So do you want to talk us through them, and I'll hold them up?
It's a Midnight Beauty Serum. It's an oil serum, my favorite product. So that. And then it's a Soothing Repair. It's a facial cream. It's a moisturizer. That.
There you go.
And Instant Glow Exfoliator. So this is the 3 that I launched with. And now we have 1 more.
And you're planning another one this year, you said?
Yeah, I hope in summer we'll go out.
Okay. So start with a capsule range. Start small because that's more manageable. Let's see. Here's a question. I think it might have been from Andrea. I've lost it on Facebook. Is there a reason why you outsource to a Swiss manufacturer instead of locally in the Netherlands? Wouldn't that increase your costs?
Well, I wanted to have a good one. So first I tried in Holland and nobody really took me seriously. And I just wanted the good ones and they didn't really care, or they had too big quantities, minimal order.
Yeah.
And then I was really lucky to find this Swiss lab. They were really busy, so they're kind of full. But it was the thing when they saw my formulations, they were so different what they were used to, that they were intrigued to work with me. So they kind of took me on board. I already had all my imagery done. Everything was set up. So they kind of, because the manufacturers, they need to take a leap with you that you will actually do good, because there's so much work in the between, in the beginning. So they need to believe that it will be worth it for them in the future. So I got them and it was all good.
Yes.
They're happy with me now.
I can imagine they are. I hear this a lot from our graduates, that if you want to work with a manufacturer, you often have to almost pitch to them, and you have to tell them that you are the right partner to work with them. So it's not a matter of picking up the phone and them saying, yes, please, we'd love your work. You have to actually convince them that you are the right fit with their operations. And that isn't easy, because you have to find the right manufacturer. And it
took me almost more than a year to find one.
Yeah, it won't always be the first one you find either.
No, I think I approached, 30, 40 of them.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting to hear. Yeah.
Well, most of them, they don't even reply. They don't really care. They're really busy now, all of them. So it's maybe a bit harder.
Yeah. Oh, here's a nice comment. Let me just highlight this. Your web page is absolutely gorgeous. It's impossible not to subscribe to it. That's
thank you. Try to do my best.
From Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Yes, and if you haven't visited flowerandspice.com, it's .com, isn't it? Then make sure you go and check it out. Let's see. Here we have a question. How do you work with bloggers?
Well, in the beginning, I decided to send a lot of them this Midnight Beauty Serum because I had the most of it and I loved it the most. So I just found them on Instagram mostly. And then I also got some help. Some lady helped me to find them and asked them if they want this free product. And whoever said yes, we send them. And this is how it started. And with a lot of them, I then sent another product, and now a new product, because they did really well. I didn't have always good experience. Some people just showed it quickly on in the Instagram story, but a lot of them actually did a really good job, or a blog, and also became fans that are helping me. Also, when I have some special promotion, I just make this story and I just ask them if they can share, and they love to do it. So it's a really good sales channel as well.
That's great. Yes, again, it's about building up those long-term partnerships, isn't it? And getting to know people, and that takes time and effort as well, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Here's another one about social media. Do you spend a lot on Facebook or Instagram ads?
In the beginning, I did more. Now I do paying for these remarketing ads. So everybody who visited my website is then targeted with an ad. So I do that now constantly. And once in a while, I make a promotion with a special ad that I push out. Depends how much money I have.
Yeah.
Because the money flow, it's quite hectic when you are growing your business.
Yes, it does. And the good thing about remarketing ads is that your audience shrinks. And someone might look at that and think, actually, that's a really small audience. I don't want to target them. But actually, that means often you pay less unless you're constantly targeting them over and over. But if you limit it, then you can really get your message to the people who are most interested in your products, which is
it's usually just the reminders. You wanted to buy it last month, but maybe this month you have money, so buy it now.
exactly.
Things like that.
And it's just getting your brand in front of people again, isn't it? So they remember you.
And I'm also sending newsletters every week. This newsletter is actually selling the most.
There you go.
It's just a reminder for people.
Yeah. And you blog as well, don't you?
Yeah, that usually goes in newsletter. Yeah, so I have some content. I blog every week as well. Yeah.
Yes, I get your newsletter. I read your blogs. Okay, what else have we got? Let's see. This is a great question. What advice would you give to small-scale entrepreneurs who are just starting their business? This is from Deepali.
Well, enjoy the ride, I think. Enjoy what you're doing. Small scale can be good as well. Why not? If you have your own tribe, if you sell on the market, or you just have to make sure that you at some point start earning money, not just give it away.
Yeah.
But I went big because it's interesting for me. I like doing it like this. Yeah. But small scale could be also, it's basically the same, just smaller. But the work you have to put in is probably the same.
Yeah.
So don't compare yourself to big brands, because don't compare yourself to big brands anytime anyway. That just make me feel bad. So I stopped doing that at the beginning.
Yes, you just have to be yourself, and you have to, you have to be realistic in what you can and can't do when you're first starting out. And I know that it's very easy to think, I don't have a 20 strong team behind me. I don't have millions to put into ads, but that's okay, because you can still achieve.
You can start with 20 euros and target your local community that like to buy natural things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get one, and this one tells something to a friend and things like that.
Yeah. So just to remind you, thank you, Kelly, for putting this up. Karmen's website is flourandspice.com. So make sure you go and check it out there. Right, we have another question in from Zhenya, who asks, and this is a interesting one. Are you in profit since you launched your business? Do you want to share this information? I should ask first and foremost.
Well, the thing is that in profit, yes, because I earned a lot of money, and no, because everything I earn I put right back. So I'm not paying myself paycheck yet, but I could if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. I'm paying paychecks to everyone who is working for me. So I don't know. I'm planning to grow for a while before there will be any money actually to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I am in profit, but whatever comes goes right out.
Yeah, and I think if you want to scale and grow quickly, then that is a very logical and normal way of doing things, that you put the money back into the business. So it really depends on what you want to do with your business and where you want to take it. And some people want to keep their businesses small as a side hustle, and others want to have it more as a lifestyle brand, and others want to go global. Because how many countries have you sold in so far?
50.
There you go. 50 countries. That's amazing. I feel like we should all give you a standing ovation for that. Incredible. Let's see, we've got another question here from Shaista, who says, how much money do you think is good for a startup investment? And we'll come to the second bit in a minute.
I don't know. Depends what you want to do. I mean, you can have 5,000 euros or 50 or 150. It's really hard to say. Depends what you're going to do. I think what you should invest is a good design, quality products. Don't be cheap on quality anywhere, because, well, depends. I mean, if you want to price it higher, then you have to put the money in. There's no other way. So make the base really good. My advice is, build a really good base, and then, slowly grow. So don't do, okay, I will do it now cheap, and then later I will upgrade it. That's not the best policy. Just do it well from the start. Even if it takes a bit longer, do it well from the beginning, because you can never go back.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't think there is a fixed amount for starting a beauty brand. I've seen people say, I started it with $100. I've also seen people raise millions before they start. So
Exactly.
we don't recommend a certain figure. We don't certainly encourage our students to go for a certain figure. It depends on what type of business you're creating. And if you
I
want,
know people that started, with $100, made lip balms, and then it just grew. I mean, you never know.
yeah, absolutely. And here's a lovely comment from Andrea who says, it takes a lot of bravery to launch a business like that, Carmen. You took a big risk and it certainly paid off. Well done.
Thank you.
So let me just come back to Shaista's question. She's second part was, do you outsource SEO? That's very specific. Or PR?
SEO, no, because it's part of my Shopify, so I don't really care about that much because Shopify already works with it. We now started a bit with Google Ads and things like that. PR, I did outsourced. I did outsource for Holland. I had a PR person hired to get me into the fancy magazines, and she did. And I paid a lot of money for it, but it was worth it.
Yes, exactly. And now you have that element of the reputation that you can put behind your brand as well to say, I've been seen in all these amazing major magazines, which is, of course, very exciting.
That's the best part. But marketing, I'm doing myself since I have a marketing background.
Yeah.
But marketing is a huge term. I do social media and branding and everything else when I'm doing webinars like this or whatever. That's all marketing.
Yes, absolutely. It is. So which magazines have you been featured in?
Oh, if I just say the big ones are this Vogue, Harper Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, and a bunch of others. Just a bunch of others. No, there are, for example, Dutch magazines that are not that known. But it was good because people then, it's trustworthy. If some beauty editor of Vogue says, I'm using these exfoliator, then people believe it better than me. Why would anybody believe me? But they believe them. So things like that help. Whenever you're visible, wherever you're visible, it helps.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so another question. What was, I don't know who asked this question, Deepali, what was the hardest part from the time you started your business?
Oh, well, the hardest. I don't know.
Here's my list.
No, actually, I just want to say nothing was the hardest because I love doing it.
That's good.
It was cash flow because I ordered things and I didn't have money to pay.
Yeah.
That was bad. I mean, I stressed out about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Worrying that nobody will buy anything because for now, I think now it's 5 days that nobody bought anything. Like, really, what? But I know that through the year, these periods kind of happen. But in the beginning, I panicked a lot. So it's just the hardest part is to believe that it will go well.
Yeah. And not just believe, because you've made sure it will go well by all the things that you've been doing around it. Because every single person, when they start a business, will go through a dry period where they don't sell anything. I've been there too, when I've literally been, picking up the phone going, is our website broken? Why are we not selling anything? What's happening? That is normal. And
well, the thing is, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. When I sent out my first newsletter that we launched, and I had 700 people and all my friends and everybody knew. And first week, nobody bought anything. I said, okay, this was not a test. You can actually buy. And nobody bought anything. So it was a bit shocking. I thought things will just start to fly out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
You have to view it as slow and steady wins the race. So if you show up every day, like you said, every day you're on social media, every week you're putting up a blog, every week you're sending out a newsletter, it just builds bit by bit by bit as you go along. And that is the hard thing that I think a lot of people struggle with. It's that constantly showing up and doing the same thing and knowing that if you keep doing that, it will pay off in the long run. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of grinding.
But it's fun, as you say.
But you have to love it because, like I said, it doesn't even feel that it's work for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm tired of everything, just want to go on vacation, but most of the time it's just fun.
So here's a question from Ruchita who says, do you have any stockists? We did talk a little bit about retailers earlier, but let's cover that one again. So who are you stocked by?
Well, you can see it on my website. On the bottom, you can see my stockists. But I have 2 stores in America, one in New Zealand, one in England, one in Germany, 3 in Germany, France, no, Switzerland. So yeah, I have smaller stores, mostly smaller stores that took me in because they love the products.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. And here's to many more in 2020 and beyond, which I'm sure we will be seeing. Let's his last question that's come in. And if you have any other questions for Karmen, we'll be here for another 10 minutes or so. This one's from someone called Herbs Factor, who says, how do you get yourself to stand out in Shopify? Because there are so many beauty brands selling natural products there.
Shopify. Yeah. Shopify is just a platform for a website. So I don't think I'm standing out. I don't think I understand the question.
No, you don't need to Shopify. I think some people may think that people find you through Shopify, but of course the thing is that you have to put yourself out there through your marketing strategy to make sure that people find your website.
Exactly. I put myself through social media.
Let's see. There's another one.
Yeah. I think there is a bit of delay.
Let's see. Would you Yeah, that's okay. We'll just make it work somehow. Here's another question on courses about Formula Botanica. So let's cover this one. Which courses have you done with Formula Botanica? Well, we did cover this one earlier, but let's cover it again. So it was the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, the Advanced Diploma in Organic Cosmetic Science, and the Certificate in Facial Mask Therapy. And what would you recommend to someone who's thinking about enrolling with Formula Botanica?
Well, definitely start with diploma. I think that's a good base. And then go to advanced diploma. Don't skip the first one, even if you think you know much. I think that's a really good start. Like with brand, just start from the base.
Yeah, start with the beginning. And would you recommend Formula Botanica to the people watching?
Definitely. Look at me. I'm all happy with my shiny brand. No, I definitely recommend. I would never be here if I wouldn't find this school. And I get questions on messages a lot. Would you recommend Formula Botanica? I got it on Instagram. I said, yeah, what you see is basically because of that.
Thank you.
It's true. So thank you, Lorraine, and everyone else.
Yeah, and the whole team. Thank you. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Let's see. We've got, I'm going to ask 1 or 2 more. If you could turn back time to launch your brand and products, what would you change? What an interesting question.
I never thought of that. Nothing, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of happy with my products and people as well. So
good. Well, that's the right answer, I think. Nothing, because it's perfect.
It's not perfect, but you can always improve.
Yeah.
But at some point, you just have to put it out there. And I love my products.
Yeah.
There's nothing I would change.
Yeah, it's like they're your, it's like your babies, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's they're really dear to me, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've put a lot of time and effort into creating the products that you sell, and you must feel so proud seeing them out there. And I mean, are they changing people's lives as well? What sort of feedback are you getting?
That's the best part. People really like them, and the feedback that they get, it's as I always had acne and now I don't. My first time since I was 15. I mean, that's crazy. And their feedback, like a really emotional, that help them with like aromatherapy, that they really feel good every time that they use them, which is always great. So every time I get a review, it's the best thing. I think these reviews, they just made my day.
Yes.
So it's really nice. So it's not all bad and work, but feedback, it's and when I get returning customers, which I had quite a lot, I'm always so happy that people come back for more.
Yeah. No, I know exactly how you feel. We have our review site for Formula Botanica on Trustpilot, and we are very, very close to hitting 1,000 reviews. And I know you could look at that and think 1,000 reviews, my goodness, that's huge. But I sit there reading every single one of them going, thank you so much. Oh, isn't
And
it?
that's the
Thank you
cutest.
so much. You know,
And sometimes people just send emails,
Mm.
like really happy emails. You
Yeah,
change my skin, you change my life. And I go, what? Come
yeah.
on. It's
Well,
crazy.
that is how you create a successful brand. If you can change someone's life with it, you are absolutely onto a winner, and you will continue to sell and get more repeat customers that way. And this is also what we teach in our diploma in beauty brand business management. You know, if you want your business to be successful, you have to change someone's life with it. And that's exactly what you're doing here, Carmen. So that's
Yeah, especially with people with really problems with the skin, because people who have nice skin anyway, they just like the products. But
yeah,
the people that actually it change their skin, they are those customers that tell everyone around it.
yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going to ask two more questions and then we're going to wrap it up. So one here from, who's this from? Anna, who says, do you do beauty expos to promote your products? Interesting question.
Um, yeah, I didn't yet. I'm thinking about it. It's a lot of money to be invested.
Yeah.
So I will see. I went to see a few of them, but we will see this year if this will happen. Maybe we will get some outs like an agency to help us to get into the stores, or maybe go to fairs. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got the last one I'm going to take is, did you have someone's help for formulating your products, or did you do it on your own?
Well, that's the best part. You can do it on your own. But saying that, the Swiss company helped me with stability for a cream, which I couldn't make it. So they helped me tweak that technical part. So in that way, yes, because I would just lose too much time, or I'm just not that good. So yeah, they helped me a bit.
Well, I'm sure you are that good, Carmen, because look at what
I'm not.
you create these amazing products. And, you know, sometimes you'll need to work with a lab when you create formulations, two stability tests, two challenge tests to do all of the.
Also, yeah, they help me with preservatives to set it the right amount to make it okay. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, the best way to learn is by taking a Formula Botanica course, but I'll talk a little bit more about that
Definitely.
in a minute. So thank you so much, Carmen. It's been wonderful having you here on this live stream with us. I know we're on Facebook, but I'm probably going to put this up. I think we're going to put this up on YouTube as well, so you'll be able to watch it later on our YouTube channel as well. If you're watching us there at the moment, I hope you're enjoying this fantastic interview. I mean, this person here, let me just see who this is. Herbs Factor again says, thank you, you're amazing and inspiring.
Oh.
Thank you for answering, and I thank you. I am supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I really like to help. If anybody has any question, you can just ping me. And I love that chat.
Yeah, and we'll be watching you. I'm just going to put up your website again. So make sure you go and check out flowerandspice.com and make sure you go and order some of Carmen's products, because you should. They're amazing. They smell fantastic and they work on your skin and they will change your life, just like Carmen's customers are.
They changed mine.
Exactly. And hopefully we changed your life as well, Carmen, through.
Definitely.
So we open up enrollment for Formula Botanica once again on Tuesday, the 21st of January, let me get this right, in the morning. We'll be opening up enrollment for our term time for all of our courses. And we really hope that you'll be joining us then, whether you're a new student or whether you're a returning student. Because our courses can change your life too. And you might well be able to start your own brand in a year or 2 years or 3 years. And we want to help you get there. So if you haven't pre-registered yet, make sure you click the pre-registration link and get your name on the mailing list so that you don't miss out, because you don't want to miss it, because we close enrollment again on the 28th of January at 4 p.m. UK time. So make sure you get those dates and times in your calendar so you don't miss out. We've got 10 different courses. You can either learn how to formulate or test, or you can even learn how to start your own indie beauty brand now as well, because we have a very comprehensive course for that. And we want to help you set up the indie beauty brand of your dreams or learn how to become a professional formulator. So make sure you go and pre-register for our courses. And if you have any questions, obviously drop us a line at hello@formulabotanica.com, or just go to our website. We've got a live chat, or you can hit the contact page and get in touch with us there. Or ask me a question underneath this video if you're watching us on the replay. So thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. I know we've had lots of people on. I know we've had lots of comments. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was very inspiring hearing from you, Karmen. And I hope that we'll be welcoming lots of new people into our community next week, so you can get to talk to Karmen there as well in the classroom, which will be awesome. So thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And we'll be talking to you again soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.